Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. In the age of flashy variants and everything having 15 different versions, we find ourselves in a place where retro frame cards are still the most expensive cards in the sets. And today we're going to take a look at some retro frame cards that at one point were just the regular frame. We're taking a look at an Urza's Saga set today that I am re-sleeving. You saw this collection on the channel a couple days ago. First off, I am always buying collections. You can reach out to me at KitchenTableTCG@gmail.com. We buy collections all the time. Here's a Yawgmoth's Will. Look at that artwork. And this is what we're going to be talking about today, is the iconic retro frame border and artwork. Look how good condition these cards are. This set has been very, very good. Very, very good condition. I had somebody pick up the Urza's Legacy set. I was re-sleeving that. While I was re-sleeving it, I was like, oh man, we should have done a video just looking at the artwork, talking about the retro cards and just discussing it, just giving you guys my opinions on the subject, and opinions on where we are for retro cards. And here's where I am. I'm gonna give it to you straight, right up the way. I think that there's a reason that the retro frame cards hold a premium in your sets like Dominaria Remastered and all those things. I think that at the end of the day, there's something memorable and nostalgic, even to people who haven't played or opened these cards. If you're a new Magic player and you're thumbing through a bulk bin and this card pops up, it's an Arc Lightning, it's an uncommon, there's a common, it's worth 50 cents, right? Maybe 25 cents. I don't know. That card pops up, you stop and look at it because it looks unique. It looks different. Right now where Magic is, one of the reasons that they moved to the modern frame, 10 years ago, whatever it was, one of the reasons they moved to the modern frame, one of the reasons that they're doing so much extended art stuff now is because they're trying to keep up with the other games on the market. Pokemon particularly has amazing looking artwork. I always say, as much as I like the retro cards on Magic, anytime I see a really cool Pokemon card, I look at it, I'm like, why can't Magic do something like that? Because one of the things I love that Pokemon does is what is that? Bravado? Enchanted creature. We drive the dragons from our home. Why should we fear you? Interesting. I've never seen lizard people in Magic the Gathering. I guess I probably have. I just noticed it. So I see those Pokemon cards and the really rare alt art Pokemon cards. I do wish Magic did stuff like that, where you had the base version of the card and then you had a really rare alternate art version that could help drive the collectible value. That wasn't just a frame change, but that was, or a borderless or whatever, but was actually a rare version of a different artwork. That was the only time you can get that. And I know we have like the borderless art and that kind of stuff, but they're not rare enough. They're not like a chase like they are in Pokemon. Anyway, Magic got rid of the retro frame, this kind of bulky, wasted space frame, in light of doing stuff like what Sorcery's doing with Pack of the Devil here. You have a full art. The artwork is the centerpiece. You're not wasting a ton of space. And you get to see the whole card. It's kind of like a thing that Magic wishes they could get into. And I get that, right? Like they want their game to look better, want it to look modern, because they want as many people to play their game as possible. And if you have a modern looking game, you get more modern people playing the game, and then your game grows. And at the end of the day, I think that's what they should be doing. I do think that is a win. And I like, though, that they are including the retro frame stuff to keep giving the new players some sort of additional factor where it's like, I will have some sort of nostalgia for retro frame cards because I opened up Dominaria Remastered and I got a really cool retro foil Urza in it. And so then I learned what the retro cards looked like. And that's a win. But man, as an old time Magic player, as somebody who's been around for a long time, I love the retro cards. Like, I think that I wish they wouldn't have switched. They wouldn't have gotten rid. And that's selfish because, like, I do agree. Like, we have seen the game grow as a result of them changing the border and being like a better looking, um, card. But honestly, one of the things that drives me most nuts is the change away from the way that they write the cards. Whereas it used to feel like you were casting a spell and this is what the spell did. Now it feels way more like it's just playing a game. It's like less immersive the way that they write the cards. And this is probably a bad example because they had kind of changed what they were doing on these cards by now by Urge Saga. They had changed the way they write it. And that's just a part of the game growing, right? But I like the alpha beta revised cards, unlimited stuff. That's like, it feels like when you read the text that you're actually casting a spell that's like affecting it perfectly. Goblin Lackey. Look how basic this game was back then, though. You just have the card, the mana costs, a basic, ability. Whenever Goblin Lackey successfully deals damage to a player, you may choose a Goblin card and put that Goblin into play. All bark, someone else's bike. That's a good card. That's a good card. So yeah, I don't know. Retro cards, Goblin Matron too. Man, this set was just loaded with cards. Just absolutely loaded. Look at that. The Goblin baby. The baby has a binky. The artwork too, the artwork style has obviously changed. I do like the best thing about remastered sets, especially with Ravnica Remaster coming out here soon. The best thing about remastered sets is they do tend to go back to this like really cool old school artwork. They really hone into the retro frame stuff. They're really going into this kind of demographic of Magic's community that likes the old school stuff. And so that's a big win for the remastered sets. I just wish on the remastered sets that they didn't also increase the price point. Because the remastered sets just seem like they're a little bit overpriced. Not a little bit. They're like 25% overpriced. But I don't know that we ever get back to this. And maybe it's not good to get back to this. Maybe the game wouldn't have grown to the width that it has grown now. But I hope we can continue to find ways to get the depth of what Magic used to be. Which was that it didn't care about necessarily growing as wide as possible, but it was a community of really deep, I don't know, just, man, look at that Goblin War Buggy. It's got a lance. Like, this is the type of artwork that you just don't see anymore. It's just, it's quirky. It's like a quirky, and it's not trying to be quirky. It just is what it is. But let me know what you guys think about these old cards. Is this just silly? Are people who buy these full sets just wasting their time and energy because nobody's going to care about them in 10 years? Or do we get to a place where people, this is actually a collectible thing, right? Where people actually really, when they learn modern Magic, they hop in, they find that they really like the Magic environment, and they look at the history. Look at this heat ray going straight through that Goblin's chest. I don't know. I tend to think that as Magic grows wide, there will be continuing depth of growth too for individuals, where they will want to look back at the history of the game, and maybe some people want to collect this stuff. I don't know. Jagged Lightning deals 3 damage to target creature and 3 damage to another target creature. I've never seen that card. It's crazy. It's amazing when you do stuff like this, how many cards you just don't know exist. But when you're looking through these sets, it's just fun. I could do this like literally all day. Just look through these Magic cards. Lay Waste. Destroy target land. Cycling. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm going to keep sleeving this stuff and get some people interested in them. Yeah. Really cool. If you have collections to sell, KitchenTableTCG@gmail.com. I will buy your lightning dragon. Have a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.